So, yeah, guys, yesterday we were discussing about the combination of severity and priority examples. Okay, that is bug example. So we covered with the high priority and high severity combination, and we were discussing about the low severity and high priority combination. So please ignore previous class last 5 to 10 minutes of the discussion that we had on this particular example, because I was not able to focus. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, due to some reason I was not able to focus, so I might have conveyed some wrong information, so I'm so sorry. Yeah, so somebody said logo is missing, so can you justify second? Yeah, so can you justify this example? It can
In
be the
Myntra
person.
application, the logo is M. If you put in reverse, there is so W. It's defect on logo.
Okay, yeah, I want you to justify why do you say that the severity is low and priority is high. Wait, this is already done, so I'm just asking you to justify.
Logo is
Business
going to represent the brand of the website.
Okay.
Like it should visible. Severity
Hmm.
means it doesn't much affect on the functional any functional behavior of the website. So severity may be low
Okay, why is the priority high?
because it is going to represent brand value of the company.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you mean by a broken image? This is not much important. Yes, if you see this, see, if you see this, second, has anybody joined or any question? Okay, so if you see this, you can see that the image is broken. This kind of, have you observed this kind of image anywhere in the, I mean, in any of the application?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
hope you have seen this, right? So these are called as broken images. Okay, so the image is not actually clearly visible, or the image itself is not visible. Okay, the complete image is not visible, or sometimes it is not clearly visible. One second, I'll show you a few more details. Few more examples are something like this. Okay, this is broken screen, not the image. Okay, that is no other examples. I'm getting some other. All right, so you can consider this. Okay, so whenever in an application, whenever you're working, if you see this kind of image where the image is not clearly visible, you can say, or whenever you raise a bug, or when you want to convey it to the developer, or when you're trying to convey the same thing to any other team member. Okay, so you can call this as broken image. Okay, clear on this, guys? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this has low severity and high priority. Okay, now can you tell me the example for low priority and high severity? The bug can be fixed later, but it has a very big impact. Guys, this is done.
severity means rarely use the customer on particular
Guys,
feature.
understand, I don't want you to explain, okay, what is severity and priority. We have already discussed on that. Give me an example for the same. Examples are already given to you. You have made a note of it in your notes, right? Please give an example. Shrikant, Ashwini.
An application crashing in some very corner case.
See, whenever the application is crashing, okay, say you are in let me open qacircle.com. So assume this is a web application. So assume I'm using the mobile application. Okay. So somewhere in gallery, inside gallery, okay. Somewhere here. Not in the gallery, courses. 1 second, I'll just open. So here, this is the main screen of the module courses. This is a module, okay? So we have the home page, you have the about us, you have courses, right? So under courses, under this menu, okay, you have here quick links you have, right? So assume you are clicking on about, okay, which will actually redirect you to about us. You see, you'll go here, the quick links. What does it contain? Home, about us, gallery, gallery. Okay, softwares are there, live recorded classes are there, contact link is there. When I click on contact, what actually happens? Just observe. I'm audible, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Mhm. Okay, let me take another example, another application, or Amazon only will take. If you go here, okay, I'll click on about us. So if you are finding, see the example that you gave, when you click here, assume that the application is crashing. This is a mobile application. Assume in the mobile application also you have the option as about us. Okay, here below you have about us. When you click on about us, if it is crashing, okay, if it is crashing, or do you say this as a low severity? Oh, sorry, high severity?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the severity high?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the priority?
Low priority,
What's the
high
priority?
severity.
Low priority. Do you think this has low priority?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because majority of people won't use that.
Yes, right. Right. Okay. But whenever you give an example, okay, please say that. I mean, this is a valid example. The crash is a valid example, but don't say crash. Okay. When you say crash, assume you are a test engineer who is actually working in the current sprint. You have taken about us feature. Okay. The application, this Amazon application or any e-commerce application, okay, which you're working on, is already like 90% of the development is done, and now there is a new feature called about us that your product owner has picked up, or the BA has actually explained the requirement. The requirement is to build about us, to develop and test about us. Okay, so this is the requirement. When you have this as a requirement, please try to understand. Okay, when you have this as a requirement, the requirement says here there should be about us, and when you click on about us, it should take you to this about us page, right? It should redirect you to this particular page, and that page should open. See, okay, that page should open. Now this is the new feature, okay, that you are going to build. I mean, you're going to test. Now when you click on this and you see a crash, that will be a blocker actually, because the example that we are actually giving as a whole application, okay, when we are considering the whole application, this is not the what feature that we are going to use. I mean, the end user is not going to use this all the time. But when we actually consider only this particular feature and you have picked up in the particular sprint or the current sprint, okay, this will be having high priority. Do you understand the difference? Because when you have taken this in the current sprint, you want it to be fixed. You are blocked. You're not able, since the application is getting crashed, you want this to be this issue to be fixed as soon as possible. Do you understand this?
This one.
Let's understand two scenarios. Okay, don't get confused about the example that we are speaking. I mean, the combination of the example combination what we are speaking, but try to understand these two scenarios. If it is taken in the current sprint, okay, it will have high priority. Okay, right? So when I say that, here in the examples what we are actually defining for combination of severity and priority, we don't say or we don't consider that let us take about us for the current sprint. We are not going to explain it like that. Okay, we'll just take the consider the application on a whole and we'll just see how frequent the user is or the end user is going to use this particular feature or about us link, right? So we are going to consider the whole application and we are going to give the example. Okay, we don't say that we are going to consider only about us feature in the current sprint, and hence if it is crashing, okay, we can say that the priority is high. No, you shouldn't think it in that way. I mean, I'm just trying to explain you all different scenarios. So all the time we cannot say that this will have low priority. Okay, do you get this? So it depends on the situation. But when you're giving an example in an interview, you will consider the application on a whole and you say that, okay, this is not very much used. So this can be fixed later. If there's a bug here, it can be fixed later. Understood about this? Understood the difference? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Next, low severity and low priority.
If there is a there is spelling mistake within a paragraph or in a page, for example, in the terms and condition or in the policy page, nobody read the complete page. Ma'am. If there is a mistake, spelling mistake, then we consider as low priority. And
See,
low priority.
whenever I say low severity and low priority, I mean that's a valid answer, but don't always consider that whenever there's only a spelling mistake, it is of low priority and low severity. Okay, not always the spelling mistake. Say, for example, this is a well-used e-commerce application. I mean, most of them use this application, right? Say about us only. Here, I'll go to about us. Okay. So, do we have anything here? Okay, you might see a spelling mistake here. This will have low severity and low priority. Okay. Okay. Amazon.in, press center. Okay, when you click here. Assume the information that is given here, okay, is not clearly visible. It is not clearly visible. Don't always consider the spelling mistake. Okay, something that is shown here is not clearly visible. Say something. These are links. Okay, when I click here, it will redirect me to YouTube. But that is not of low priority. Okay, if you're clicking here, okay, this has medium priority, not low priority. Okay, because you can see this in all the page, mostly all the pages. Okay, here it is not there. So it differs somewhere here. When I click here, okay, okay, somewhere, okay, yeah, you have to log in. Do we have connect with us, contact? Press releases, Amazon signs. What about here? Your account. So this back to top is not working. When you click here, it is not working. But what can you say the combination is? Did you get this? We are in which page? Your account page. So when I click on back to top, it has to take me to the top part of the screen. When you click here, it is not taking me to top section of the page. What do you put this under?
Low priority.
Low priority. Okay. Severity.
Severity also low, ma'am.
That's all. Okay. Not always the spelling mistake will come under low severity and low priority. These kind of examples. See, you have to explore, only then you will get too many examples. Okay.
Ma'am,
Guys,
wrong
understood?
fonts.
Sorry.
Font size. Font size.
Different font size that can be considered. Okay. But always, not just the UI. Don't go just with the UI. Okay. Usually freshers would say give those kind of examples. But yeah, see this kind of example. When I click on back to top, see, it is not having any impact. Okay. It is just that this is not working. Instead of, if this is not working, what is the other way that I can do? I can just scroll and go to the top part of the page. That's all. Okay. So it is not having too much of, high severity. Also, this need not to be fixed as soon as possible. Okay, this can be picked up later. Clear on this, guys?
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, so we'll move ahead. So the next question, which will be usually asked, is what is the difference between error, bug, defect, and failure? Is this covered in your manual class?
Yes, ma'am.
Covered? Good. So tell me, what is a defect?
The
Fast.
feature is not working according to the requirements. Then we
Hmm.
call as defect.
Then what is a bug?
Bug means they give a normal name to the defect.
Who answered that? Guys, who answered? Ashwini.
Kavya.
No, ma'am.
Kavya. Okay. Yeah. Any other point? Anybody else has? What is a defect? What is a bug?
Defect expected by the developer is also called as bug, ma'am.
Defect expected by the developer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Neha.
Defect will be the difference between expected result and actual result.
Okay.
And
The bug is
will be
also
the-
same, no?
Ma'am, if tester is testing some application, if they find some mismatch in the application between the actual result and expected result, that's lead to the bug, ma'am.
Then what is the defect? Hema, Pavan, Sanjana, Hiremat.
In bug, one
Ma'am,
one particular feature may be failure or multiple features are failure.
What is a defect? Please tell me what is a defect now. Yes, Hema, you had some points.
bug is code and
Sorry.
Code,
You're
ma'am.
breaking.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
When developer is developing the code, programming, in there we find any error like that is called a bug. Defect is called like when we in any feature is not working fine, we call it as defect like that.
What is the error then?
Mistake done by a developer, it's not run or compile the code, then we give error.
Guys, nobody has prepared up.
Hello?
Mistakes that the program while writing the code, because of which developer are not able to run the code, that is called as error.
Okay, what is a defect then, Ashwini?
when developer or develop the code or anything, first they will do unit testing and he finds the difference in the actual result and expected result. And he made a changes in development phase itself. We call it as defect.
You saw your notes now?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Any other point? Huh.
now defect when client requirement app doesn't work, client requirement app functionality does not work. It is known as defect.
Sorry, come again.
When the client has been given requirements,
Hmm.
when app doesn't work according to his requirements, according to his
Okay.
functionalities,
Hmm.
it is known as defect. It's
Guys,
majorly
all of you have made notes on this. What is the difference between defect, bug, error, and failure? You have made notes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
of you made notes, no? In your manual class. If I explain, you will forget it again. What I want you to do is, all of you have to go back. Don't think that I'll forget. Tomorrow, the first question that I'm going to ask is the difference between defect, bug, error, and failure. I'm going to point out each person. Okay. Gumpal Govinda Anta, I'm not going to ask. I'm going to ask a specific person. Okay. 4 to 5 members I'm going to ask. Everybody should be prepared on this. What is the difference between defect, bug, error, and failure? Please go back, check, okay, what it is. Then, will you do it? You have to do it. Okay. I see you guys have not prepared well. Okay. You're not thorough with the manual concepts.
Actually, ma'am,
questions
what we discussed till now, that's only in the notes, ma'am.
Yeah, but each one of you are saying different answers. So I want all of you to understand. Okay. You are missing many points, many important points. Okay. Please go back and check. Yes. I can explain. I can just do it in 5 minutes, but I want you guys to go back and check. Everybody. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now the very important thing, let us go through some of the types of bugs. Okay? Some types of bugs. Very important. This can be asked. So has anybody heard about latent bug? Latent bug.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. So whenever the interviewer asks you, there are chances that he might ask you. There are different types of bugs. You might get confused with each of them. So please try to understand. There are 7 to 8 types of bugs. Okay. So whenever they ask you what is a latent bug, okay. So first try to understand. Latent bug is a bug, okay, that has not been identified in previous versions of the software or the application. Okay. Now these bugs, okay, what did I say? It is a bug that has not been identified in the previous versions or the builds of software or application. Now these bugs which are not identified are now, they're not actually easily found. Okay. They cannot be easily discovered. Okay. If the inspection is not done thoroughly, it will not be easily discoverable. And since it is not easily discoverable, the customer, the end user, okay, whenever we give the production build, the customer will not be able to easily find out this bug. Okay. It will be somewhere lost. Okay. The customer also won't know, okay, there is some bug. See, you might have read something called as principles of software testing. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yeah, ma'am.
Principles. So there is one principle called as, can somebody tell me what are the principles of software testing?
We provide quality of the product to the customer.
Is that the principle of software testing? How many principles are there in software testing? Kavya?
Yeah, ma'am. Don't know. No, ma'am. I don't know.
Guys, was this not covered in your minor class?
Covered, ma'am. Total 7 principles are there.
Kavya, please go back and check. Okay. Don't just say whatever you think.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can somebody tell me the 7 principles of software testing? Quick. Just 7.
testing shows the presence of defect. Early staging. Exhaustive testing is not possible. Testing is context dependent. Defect clustering. Pesticide paradox. Absence of your defect.
Sorry?
Absence of your defect.
Sorry, I didn't get you. What is the last one?
Absence, ma'am. Absence of your defect.
Sorry, can somebody say what she is trying to say?
Absence of defects. That's my question.
Okay. Fine. Got it. So, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that is very important question that can be asked if you're showing around 2 years of experience, guys. Please be thorough with that. So, okay, so now when I say latent bug, this kind of bugs, it will be, say now you have got a first build. Now you have got the first build. Now, see, always we can say that no application is 100% bug free. Okay, there are some hidden bugs which will be unnoticed. Even if you are working as a test engineer, even if you have expertise in that particular domain, okay, there are few bugs which will go unnoticed. So you don't find it, or you'll not be aware that okay, this kind of bug will be present, or this is a bug, there is a bug that is actually unnoticed. You will not at all be aware of that particular bug. Okay, so what will happen, you will miss that bug and it will just be moved to the production. So even at the customer's place, even if they're doing UAT testing or any other type of testing from the customer, even at the customer's end, they also won't get to know that there is a bug. Okay, it might be a small bug, okay, but it goes unnoticed. So this kind of bug is called as a latent bug. Okay, just try to understand this. Nobody is going to ask you the example for all this, but they might ask you to define what it is. Okay, just make them understand with your own words, with your understanding. Okay, what is that? Okay, the next one is trivial bug. So what do you mean by trivial? Trivial bug. I will give you notes for all this. Okay, just try to understand. I'll just share the notes later. Have you heard about it? Trivial bug?
No, ma'am.
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
so trivial means trivial. When I say trivial bug, it is not a major bug. That means it is a very minor bug. Okay, minor defect. Minor defect is called as trivial. Okay, sometimes during the meeting or any meeting, they might say, okay, this is a trivial bug. So just try to understand, okay, this is a minor bug. This is not a major bug. Okay, that's all. Now, something called as fatal defect or fatal bug. What do you mean by fatal? Something which is critical. Okay, any critical bug, or it can be a blocker. See, when I say critical, just try to understand the criticality. The criticality is more, that's all. Okay, don't consider, okay, don't try to differentiate between the blocker and critical. Okay, the criticality is high, so it can be a blocker or a critical bug, or which has a high severity. Okay, high severity. That means it is impacting the customer business workflow. So the severity is high. Okay, understood? So there is something called as defect leakage. These are all the terms which you need to understand, guys. Okay, leakage. So what is defect leakage? So sometimes what happens when the tester is testing the application, there are chances that the testing team might miss, okay, miss that one particular bug or a few bugs. And when that particular bug is being pushed to production, so we are actually, the leakage of bug is happening. Okay, the leakage of bug is happening to the production environment. Okay, and the end user or the customer is going to find it. Earlier in the latent bug, even the customer did not find it. So it went unnoticed. Now, when I say defect leakage, there is a leakage of defect to the production environment and the customer has found it. Okay, so this concept, okay, is called as defect leakage. Did you understand? Guys, these are small concepts that you need to know. Understood?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next is deferred defect or deferred bug. Okay. A bug that is expected to be fixed in the next sprint. Okay. Expected to be fixed in next sprint. What is the reason? Various reasons. Maybe it is a trivial bug. Okay. Or they did not have some time. It can have high priority, low priority, high severity, low severity. Okay. But they're going to have a discussion in a meeting, probably in the bug triage meeting, that we can consider this as a deferred defect. So they're going to move it to the next sprint. That means it has to be fixed, or we can expect the fix to be received in the upcoming sprint or the next sprint. That bug is called as a deferred defect or a deferred bug. So what is defect clustering? What is defect clustering? You guys know.
If many number of bugs are pending in bucket list, group of bugs are called as defect clustering.
Are you sure?
Getting more
Any
number
other
of
answer?
bugs in less priority feature or module.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate, please?
Means if a module is with less priority, but bugs are more in that list of bugs identified in that feature are more, then it will be a defect clustering.
See, whether it is the priority is high or low, that doesn't matter here. Okay. So consider there are few modules. Okay, try to understand. There are few modules. Module A, B, C, D. Okay, there are 3 to 4 modules in an application, out of which in single module, okay, in one of the module or a single module or a sub module, it contains most of the defects. Okay, and the definition says that the same module contains most of the defects and they are not distributed across all the modules. So when I say bugs, okay, the bugs will be present in all the modules. But here what happens? Too many bugs will be available or present in a single module. Okay, and when does this what it leads to? It leads to failure of the application. That means if many of the bugs are present in a single module, then there is no point in development, right? So if the particular module is not at all working, then it is a failure. So instead of fixing the bug, you can rebuild the module again. That is a better way. Instead of wasting time to keep on fixing the bug. See, you will fix one bug. It is going when you do the regression testing, it is going to affect. There is an impact in the same module. Okay, some other feature in that module gets affected. So instead of doing this unnecessary task, okay, so instead of wasting time, it's good that you can build the module again, right? So this leads to failure. Then we can say that it is failure of that particular module. In turn, we can say it is failure of application. When that module is not working, we can say it's a failure of application. Do you understand this? Okay, so the definition says that some module contains most of the defects and they're not distributed across the modules, and this leads to failure of application. That is, when you say clustering, there's a cluster of defect in one module, in some part of the module. So this is called as defect clustering, cluster of defects. Do you understand this? Clear on this, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is defect cascading? Defect clustering is actually a part of the, what is it? It is one of the principles of software testing. So you should know this very well, right? So yeah, next is, defect clustering is done. Next is defect cascading. defect cascading. Guys, you have to understand. Please go through this recording session for types of bugs. I'll also share the notes. Please try to understand. Okay, and you should be thorough with all the definitions of these types of bugs. Okay. Yes. So what is defect cascading? Does
It
anybody
is
know?
hiding
One
of
defect
defect
covering
and
the another defect.
Can you give an example?
for example, I'm not able to I'm not able to add the product in the in cart page because in a product description page or in product listing page only there's a defect which is not allowing me to add it in the cart page or something like that.
Can that be called as defect cascading? Can you give me, can you say the example again? Just the example part.
Example part. Yes, ma'am. Like for example, I'm trying to add something in cart page. Okay. I am thinking that the defect is in cart page, but the defect is actually in the product listing page or product description page, because of which it's not working here also, because one defect is hiding the other one.
See, when you say that you're trying to add and you are thinking that there is a defect in the cart page. See, when you give the example, you're trying to add, but what is happening? When you say defect, what is the defect that you think? What is the defect that you are getting?
Okay. Then another example would be
No, Afreen, try to understand. See, I'm an interviewer now. Okay, the interviewer will ask you these kind of questions because he wants to understand what is your understanding. Okay, what do you know? He wants to understand that, right? So when you said that, just don't try to give another example. Try to clarify with the same example. Okay. So you said that there is some issue somewhere. That's when you said somewhere. Where exactly? What is that? What is the bug that you can see as a tester? What is actually happening? That you have to explain. Just when you say that, I thought the issue might be in cart page. That is such a vague what scenario? Do you understand? That is such a vague actual result that you are representing. Tell me what is the actual result that is happening? What actual behavior that is happening? Are you able to give an example? You have to be very, very specific, guys. Okay, don't worry. I'll give an example with the cart itself. Now, assume you are clicking. See, you have to use all these terms. Okay, you are clicking. So you're explaining the actions that you are making. Okay, so assume that you open the product details page. You open the product details page of product 1 or product A. Okay, so I'll click on add to cart. Now what happened? That product should be visible in the cart page. That product should be visible in the cart page. Okay. Now I am going to click on add to cart again for the same product A. For the same product. Now what should happen? The count should be incremented to 2. The count should be incremented to 2. Right? But now when I go to cart page, what should be the count of the cart? I mean, count in the cart for that product. What should they count?
Should be 2.
It should be 2. But it is showing as 3. It is showing as 3. Now, you cannot declare or you cannot say that, see, if you are very sure that you clicked on add to cart page 2 times, then you can confidently say that you had added it 2 times, right? The count should be 2 times. Sometimes, assume that first time you clicked on add to cart, the count was showing 1. So some developer came to you, you guys had a discussion or you went to a meeting, okay? So your testing was paused for some time. Now you came back, again you resumed your work, that is your testing. So you remember, okay, I had clicked on add to cart once or twice, I don't remember. So now you'll not go and check it in the cart page, what is the count. What you will do, you will just click on add to cart. And now when you go and see, actually it should have shown 2. Instead, it is showing as 3. Now you do not know whether the count is 2 or 3. If you remember that the first time you had clicked, when you had clicked, it was showing 1, and now this is the second time after my meeting. When I came back, but I'm clicking on add to cart for the second time. Okay, and now instead of it's showing 2, it is showing 3. Now you are not sure whether the issue is in the cart page, okay, or if the issue is on clicking. When you're clicking on the add to cart button, no, if you're making some mistake, like 2 times if you have clicked, multiple times you make a click on add to cart page unknowingly if you have done that. So now you cannot say that where exactly the issue happened. Okay, where exactly the issue happened. So there is a cascade. Okay, so there is some other issue that is actually cascading. For example, one more example that I can give you is a currency converter. Afrin, did you get that point?
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever you're giving
Ma'am, one more
yes. Tell me.
For example, I'm trying to log in, but I'm feeling difficulty to log in. But the defect is in login page as well as in sign in page. Because there's a defect in sign in page, it is showing up in login page also. It's because of hiding of the defect.
1 second. What is the difference between login and sign in?
It's like sign up. For example, if I'm the first time user, yeah, I have to give all the credentials. Once I'm registered, I can log in, right?
Correct.
So while in sign up, I successfully registered, but there was some bug pending. I couldn't see it, and then when I log in again, I'm finding a bug. It means the bug is not in login page. It's actually hiding in sign up page.
Right. Okay. That can be considered. Okay. That's a better example. So whenever you try to explain, do you get the difference? The first time when you gave an example, it was very vague. Okay. But whenever you give an example, say you have to click on this. Now what is actually happening? What is the actual behavior? Instead, what should have been shown? Right? So try to give an example, not just for this question, be it any question. Okay, whenever you give an example and when you are showing experience, you have to explain all the concepts with examples. All the concepts with examples. It's mandatory. Whichever interview you go, examples are mandatory. Please be prepared with the examples for all the questions. Okay. Okay. So all of you understood what is defect cascading? Guys, understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So next one, which is quite important, that is masked bug. Okay, masked defect or masked bug. Masked defect or masked bug. So what is masked bug? It's an existing bug. Okay, it's an existing bug that has not yet caused failure just because another defect has prevented that part of the flow. That means I'll share you the notes. So I'll give an example. Sometime back, like a week back, I had given you an example for this. 1 second. Page. So we'll take an example of login page. Okay, I'd shown you this. So now this is the example. Okay, now assume we are in sign in page. I'll click on continue. I will provide valid password. Now, when I click on valid password, when I provide valid password and click on sign in, assume I am not able to sign in. Some blank page is shown. It can be a blocker, or when I click on sign in, it is showing me 404. Okay, maybe there was some issue with your whatever might be the issue. Okay, some 500 it is showing. Okay. So, due to one or the other reason, you are not allowed to sign in. Okay, you're not allowed to sign in. So assume whenever you give a valid username and valid password and you click on sign in, Okay, you click on sign in. It is showing, even though you have given valid username and valid password, it is showing provide valid username and valid password. Please provide valid username and valid password. So that is a bug. What is the bug? Even though you're providing valid credentials, you're not allowed to sign in. Right? Can this be a bug? Can this be a bug?
Yeah, ma'am.
Right? So you're blocked. This is a blocker. You are blocked. Whenever I say a blocker, it is not always a blank page. It is not always something went wrong. Okay, it is not always an app crash. Wherever you are blocked with respect to continue or do your further testing, okay, that is called as a blocker. Okay, now, or you not always with respect to the application, whenever you have a small feature, okay, and you are not able to proceed further with your testing, then that particular thing can be a blocker issue. Okay, now you provide valid username and valid password, and you click on sign in. It is showing please provide valid username and valid password. Now this is one issue, defect number one, bug number one. Okay, since you are blocked here, you are not able to see after logging in what will be present in the home page. Is everything intact, fine in the home page? Okay, is it fine or not? Is it looking good or not? All the images are intact or not? Okay, sometime back I had given you this example. In the home page, okay, in the home page there is one more bug where the images are not properly loading. That is defect number 2. See, to find that defect, which defect? Images are not loading properly. To find that defect, first thing, you have to get through this particular bug where you are not able to log in. Yes or no? Guys, are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So there is one more bug hiding behind. Okay. And because of this defect number 1 or the bug number 1, you are not able to look into that issue, or you're not able to face that issue, the next issue which is actually coming up. So only once you are fixing this issue, the masked issue, so the first issue which is actually hiding the second issue, okay, the first issue is called as the masked bug. It is called as the masked bug. Do you understand this, guys?
Ma'am, the
Only
defect which is
once,
hiding. Ma'am,
yes,
can you
no,
repeat that?
the defect which is actually hiding the other bug, other issue, is called the mask defect. You get this? So I'll just tell you the definition once again. It is an existing issue. Which is the existing issue now? Not able to sign in is the existing issue. It is an existing bug that has not yet caused failure just because another defect has prevented that part of the flow. Do you understand this? I'll give you the definition, but please try to understand the concept. You understood the concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, one
Understood?
doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Will be the difference between defect masking and defect cascading?
See here, when I say defect masking, it is one bug is masking the other bug. One bug is hiding the other bug. But when I say defect cascading, it is one defect is causing the another defect. One defect, okay, causing another defect.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, for example, if we selected one item in product listing page, okay, but that item is not opening, that will be the first bug, ma'am. But in
Sorry?
product disc, if we select one item in product listing page, that product is, if we click on it, that product is not taking to the product description page or detailing page.
Okay.
But in detailing page, we have another bug. It will be the masked defect, ma'am.
Correct.
Okay, ma'am.
Correct. Got it?
Yeah, ma'am.
See, once the first defect is fixed, then only you can move to the product details page. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you can find the second defect. But if you're blocked in the first defect, where you are not able to see the second defect at all, so what happens? That will be the mask defect. So the second defect is masked.
Okay, ma'am.
Understood? Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. So the next concepts. So these are different types of bugs. We are done with this. So I'll share you the notes probably tomorrow. I just have to prepare. So the next point is request for enhancement. Guys, are you practicing the writing test cases? No?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see any of you have practiced Jira also. Only whatever I have done, that's all. See, I cannot force you to do it. Okay, if you want job, you have to do it, guys. Just by looking at the recording or just attending the class won't help you. Please try to understand. You might have your own reasons. Family function, you went for a trip, you are not well, fever, that problem, this problem. I too have many problems. I mean, everybody has. Okay, but if you keep on giving reasons, then I cannot help you. Please understand. Nobody has practiced. I don't even know how well you are writing the test cases or updating the test cases. I had told you to update test cases and share it with me so that I'll review. If you have interest, then I'll also be I feel like, okay, this guy is very what he's very curious about writing test cases. He wants to unlearn. Okay, I feel that, and what I'll do is I'll help you personally. There are so many people who are in touch with me even today. So many students are there who are really good. Okay, please try to understand. If you have that seriousness, then nobody can stop you from getting a job. Okay, I'll come back. So what is request for enhancement?
The point which is not in the requirements, but testing person will feel that feature will be helpful for the customer point of view.
Testing person will feel that it will be helpful from customer's point of view. Okay, can somebody put it in some other form or any other point do you have?
For example, we are adding the product to the cart page, and we are I'm suggesting that we need to have a pop-up message or confirmation message that it has been added. But this is not that's not included in the requirements. But as a QA, I want it to be added. So this will be a request for enhancement.
Okay, so not always a QA gives the request for the enhancement. I mean, we are the ones who actually give the suggestions. So requests for enhancement are just the suggestions for enhancement. Okay, not always the QA. Even the client can give request for enhancement. When I say request for enhancement, say for example, we have given the first version of the product. Okay, we have released it to the production. Okay, now the customer will use the application and they'll come back saying that, okay, there should be some slight change in the in the feature, or there has to be some enhancements that has to be put in. So that can be considered as, again, requirement. If it is coming from the customer, we can call it as requirement from the customer. Okay, some additional requirements. But when I say request for enhancement, in Jira, okay, in Jira, we can raise some of the enhancement points as stories. So in the discussion, in the meetings, in some of the meetings, maybe in the planning meeting, or some other meeting, some daily scrum will happen, right? So even during that point of time, you can give some suggestions when you're having discussions with respect to obstacles or some impediments if you have. Okay, so that time there'll be some discussion. Why is this still, why do you have a blocker? So in the scrum call, what do you update? What did you do yesterday? What you will be doing today? And if you have any blockers issue, right? So why do you update the blocker issue? It is just that So everybody is on the same page. Everybody gets to know that there is a blocker and you are trying to convey it to the team. So your leads will be present, your manager will be present, product owners will be present. So you're just trying to convey it to them that you are blocked and you cannot continue testing. At that time, what happens? Developer will be serious. So he will take it seriously. He'll get to know that, okay, everybody is knowing that there's a blocker. I have to take this on priority and I have to fix it. Right? So they're going to fix it first. Okay. So now what will happen during that time? There will be one more discussion. I mean, there can be one more discussion. Okay. What will happen? Why there is a blocker? And now developer will say, okay, I had made this mistake or I'm not able to fix this. That can be possible, guys. He might be facing some other issue. He might not be able to fix it. So what others will do, why are not able to fix it? There will be development lead also. So they will also give some suggestions, right? They'll give some suggestions. Now what will happen? Based on that suggestion, which is actually not in the requirement, okay, they're going to consider one more point as enhancement. So this is request for enhancement. Clear on this? I mean, I'm just trying to tell you how it actually happens. Understood? All of you? What is an edge case? What is an edge case? Or corner case. It can also be, it will usually be called as edge case or corner case. All of you know this, so just try to explain what it is. Nobody wants to speak? Okay, keep quiet. We'll sit for another half an hour.
Not getting, ma'am.
Hey, somebody said edge case sometime back. That is why I asked you this question. While explaining some example, somebody mentioned this as edge case. I think Afreen. Was that you? At least if you don't know, say you don't know, guys. Yes, Afreen. Did you say edge case?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
No,
no?
ma'am. I think Puneet said it.
No,
I don't know.
wasn't you? Puneet, he has he's not opened his mouth today. Okay. Okay, so we'll see what is edge case. Who's that? It's out of box case. Yes, Puneet. Right. So he said out of box. So what happens? So when you have a case, okay, when you define test cases, when the requirement is given to you, you write test cases. Always, it is not that whatever you have written in the test case, you have to execute only that. Okay, there are some very edge case scenarios. What are they? We'll see it in application. Okay, you will password. My password. So what I'll do, I'll open a product. What I will do, what I'll do, I'll click on add to cart. What should happen when I click on add to cart?
Added a
Product
card.
should be added to the cart.
Now what I will do, I will click on add to cart multiple times. See? What should happen?
The counter is there.
So what will happen? What will happen to that product? What will be the count of that product? Okay. Now what I will do? See, just try to understand.
It should prompt a message.
Okay, it should prompt a message. What message?
That it is limit has exceeded, like limit of
No,
stock.
I'm trying to click on the
If it's-
product multiple times at a time. In one
Okay,
shot.
okay.
In one shot, I'm going to click on the add to cart without giving some there's no time constraint here. Okay. I'll click multiple times in one shot. See, is it increasing? It is 2. We are sorry, you requested more for campus. Actually, what should happen when I click multiple times? It should not take the count as 2. It should just consider the count as 1. So in the back end, there has to be some check. What is that? When I click on add to cart, see what happens when I click on add to cart. I will delete this. So I'll take a product, I will click on add to cart. What happened? It took me to the page refreshed and it took me to this particular screen, right? I'll go back and I will delete it. So basically, only after one, there was a page refresh. After adding this product with a count as 1, it should actually, the page has to refresh. But here, when I click on multiple times, knowingly or unknowingly, it is taking the count as 2. Ideally, the count has to be 1. Okay? It shouldn't be 2. So unknowingly, sometimes the user might click on add to cart as 2 times, 3 times. Okay? So not just in Amazon application, whenever there are multiple clicks. So will the user intentionally do it all the time? All the users, will they do it intentionally?
No, ma'am.
So these are some edge cases which you have to test for. Okay, so this is actually a bug. User and these edge cases will not be defined in your requirement document. It will not be defined in the requirement document. We'll see one more thing.
Ma'am, one small doubt.
Hmm.
In that same product, madam, it is showing only 2 left in stock. If you add
Correct.
3 times in cart, it will take.
It shouldn't, no. How can you add? See, I have opened cart. Okay. Proceed to go to cart. Here, I'll see. It shouldn't allow. See, this is not a corner case. This can be a case where the user can go and he might try to add or he might try to change the number to 3. But multiple times clicking on proceed to buy, what will happen? Assume multiple times when he clicks, multiple pages open. Right? What happened? So this is working perfectly fine. Even if I'm clicking multiple times, multiple pages should not open. Only one time the page has to open. Okay. Now, usually what will the user do? He will add an address and he will select one address and he's going to use that address. Assume he's going to delete all the address. Once after adding, he's going to delete all the address and he's going to click on use this button. What usually happens when I delete all the addresses? This button should be freezed. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Now,
Yes,
what you will do
ma'am.
as a tester, you will delete all the addresses. Even though if it is freezed, you know, you as a tester, I mean, you as an end user or a tester, you know that this button is freezed. If I click, it is not going to work. So no action will be performed. You know as a tester. And also if you are an end user, you know it is not going to work. But as an end user, you will see this is freezed and you will just keep quiet. So what you will do? You are not going to click on this. As an end user, you are going to add the address and then click on this. Usually, end users do like that. But as a tester, what you will do? Intentionally, even that is freeze, you will go try to click on that. Because you're the tester. You're not a common person who's actually using the application. Do you understand the difference? These are called as edge cases. So you're trying to think out of the box. What usually the end users don't do, you're trying to do that. And why do you actually try to test the edge cases or the corner cases? You are trying to break the application. The main job of the tester is to break the application. Okay, somehow you
testing, ma'am.
want to find bugs. Sorry.
Ad hoc testing.
Kind of ad hoc testing, but there are some main cases when you do ad hoc testing. Okay, ad hoc test cases can be defined, they can be written, but when I say edge cases, even some minute things has to be covered. Very edge cases. So they are corner, which are not actually important, but ad hoc test cases are quite important. Do you get the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So don't take this very seriously, but when somebody says edge case, this is an edge case, that means usually the user is not going to do it, or they're not going to use this very frequently. So those kind of cases can be called as edge cases. Clear on this? Corner
Yes,
cases,
ma'am.
so they're towards the side. Those cases are not, they're not actually very important, they're least important, but you might find a bug even with the edge case. So sometimes what happens when you find some bug like this, okay, even though the button is freezed, you are able to click. Something is happening. It is taking you to a blank page, or it is doing some random actual behavior. Okay. Now, when you raise that bug, there will be, whenever they're going to have a discussion, maybe in the bug triage meeting or in the spring daily scrum meeting, when you say you have raised so many bugs, okay, developer will say, okay, there are 4 out of 5 bugs. He might say, okay, there are 4 high priority and medium priority bugs, and one, there is an edge case, that was an edge case bug, so we are going to leave it. Okay, they might say that. Okay, always it is not that the edge case can have high priority bug also, low priority bug also. Okay, but when I say case, just don't think about the bug. When I say case, yeah, I'm speaking about the case, not the bug. Okay, when I say edge case, that is this one. When I click on this button, when there is no address, even though this button is freezed, what can happen? It might be clickable, it might not be clickable. If it is clickable, then that is a bug. If it is not clickable, then that is not a bug. But the case that I'm checking is a edge case. So do you understand? When you perform edge case testing, you can get a bug, you might not get a bug. Clear on this? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
questions? You seem very doubtful, or not very well understood with the examples or the discussion. Okay, we'll proceed,
Yes,
guys.
ma'am.
Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, we're going to start with the new application. Okay, so I have few additional points that I need to cover. So we'll start with the new application tomorrow. So whatever we have learned today, we're going to use Jira. We are going to write test cases for that application. So whatever you have learned in Amazon, we took an example of e-commerce application as Amazon or Myntra, just to make you guys understand how we are going to test. So just a basic application. But now we are going to take another application and do actual testing. So here I want you guys to be very serious, and we'll start it from tomorrow. Okay? All good?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So how about the test cases? Only 10, 12 test cases. Then you will get only 2 lakh, 3 lakh CTC job. Is that enough for you?
Ma'am,
Yes,
did you go through my test cases also, ma'am?
Yes,
I
I'm
have
going
written
to.
like
Yes, Afrin, tell me.
I have written like almost 80 to 90, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm not
I
just
will.
speaking about one person. I mean, in general, most of them have written 15 to 20 test cases. But what I said later, after reviewing few test cases, is that I see most of you have done similar mistakes. So
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
want you
yes,
guys to do is try to
correct.
update the test cases, so that I
Okay,
don't
ma'am.
have to make a note of same points repeatedly for all the test cases that everybody has written. Right? So please
Okay,
try to
ma'am.
update and then share it to me. If you have updated,
Okay.
then please do share it back. I mean, share it with me
Okay.
once more, so that I will
Okay,
go
ma'am.
through the updated test case, not the older one.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all of you, please share it with me so that I'll review. Okay.
Okay.
So I want Afreen to stay back. Others can drop off, guys. Thank you.